boxer, how do you feel like you get out of that bubble to make somebody a real boxer?
I mean, what he's doing is, kind of cool. If he can continue to steal money and when they match him the way they match him, I can't knock his hustle. So if they can match him the way how they've been matching him.
Still technically scheduled for November 14 to air on Netflix, but it's basically hanging on by a thread. But the team, Jake Paul's team, have reportedly gone and contacted all the fighters, and the names that they're looking at contacting to fight as a late replacement.
Seen Gervonta Davis in another sexual assault allegation, lawsuits incoming, potentially criminal charges levied. We don't know yet, but we know that fight is up in the air, and I think that fight's not going to happen, and they're going to either have to move the fight back or they're going to have to look to a replacement or both. I don't know.
Floyd Mayweather has once again sent shockwaves through the boxing world, this time by calling out Jake Paul following the cancellation of Gervonta "Tank" Davis's fight, which was derailed by Tank's ongoing legal issues. Mayweather didn't hold back, making it clear he's ready to step in and face Jake, and he insists it wouldn't be another exhibition. According to Floyd, if this fight happens, it'll be a real, fully sanctioned professional bout. The unexpected challenge has the internet buzzing, with fans debating whether Money Mayweather is seriously gearing up for a true return to the ring, or if this is just another masterclass in hype and headlines.
But at the time, people badly wanted you and Jake Paul to fight. Is he someone you're interested in or no?
Well, if you go back, you got to do your homework, look on the internet. I think he was doing a sit down on a podcast one time, and he talked about it. He said, I don't want to do an exhibition against Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah.
He said, I'm only doing real fights. And of course, I can't get up high in weight, but I'll fight him in a real fight at the weight that I'm at. But Jake Paul, as of right now, for what he's doing, it's good for what he's doing. But once he fights a real fighter, it's going to be bad.
Have you been impressed?
But one thing I like about him, one thing I do like about him, he's selling it. He's selling it, and he's making good money.
Due to the ongoing lawsuit and investigation, Gervonta Davis's much-anticipated exhibition fight with Jake Paul has officially been called off. His promotion company, Most Valuable Promotions, released a statement confirming that, after reviewing the situation, they've decided not to move forward with the event under the current circumstances.
The situation, he was supposed to be boxing Gervonta "Tank" Davis, a man that weighs 133 pounds or 135. Regardless, it's a man that is way smaller than Jake Paul. So that is just ridiculous, and I'm giving my thoughts on that before anyway. But now it turns out that Gervonta Davis has some allegations about domestic abuse. I don't know too much about the situation, but apparently Netflix have pulled the plug on that fight. It says, here's a tweet I'm reading from Mike Coppinger. As reported, Jake Paul's return could shift to December, with the November 14th Netflix exhibition in jeopardy due to the latest allegations against Gervonta Davis. Sources tell Ring Magazine that December 12th and the 19th...
Gervonta Davis is currently facing a civil lawsuit filed by his former girlfriend, Courtney Russell, over an alleged incident that reportedly took place on October 27th at a Miami nightclub where she works. According to the filing, Davis is accused of multiple offenses, including battery, false imprisonment, and emotional distress. The complaint alleges that the altercation moved through several parts of the venue, including the stairwell, kitchen, and parking area. Meanwhile, law enforcement officials in Miami Gardens have confirmed that an active investigation is underway alongside the civil case.
Boxing champion Gervonta "Tank" Davis faces new abuse claims from a woman who claims to be his ex-girlfriend. This is according to our media partner, the Baltimore Banner. Courtney Russell says she dated Davis for 5 months and recently filed a civil lawsuit accusing him of aggravated battery, false imprisonment, and other offenses. She claims Davis physically attacked her a number of times during their relationship. Russell claims the most recent incident was Monday at a Miami nightclub. Davis is scheduled to fight Jake Paul in Miami.
Sonnen has now shared his own thoughts on the confusion surrounding the rumored cancellation of the Jake Paul versus Gervonta "Tank" Davis fight, and he claims he went straight to the source for answers. According to Sonnen, he personally reached out to people from both Jake's and Tank's camps to confirm what was really going on, but neither side gave him a clear response. Their silence, he said, only fueled speculation that something serious might be unfolding behind the scenes. Sonnen hinted that when both fighters stay quiet about cancellation rumors, It often signals more than a simple scheduling issue, suggesting that deeper legal or promotional problems could be at play.
Tank has one job to do, which is to let anybody know that's listening that it doesn't make any difference, that boxing is a real sport. My skills versus your skills, of which I have an abundance of and of which you have none of. My life's commitment and dedication versus a second or third or fourth thought in the world of priority on your list. And I used to believe those things. Now, I go back far enough in MMA that I've had my eyes open a number of times. The fact that karate was so incredibly useless, or the fact that Jeet Kune Do was so incredibly useless, like these were not things that I would have bet on when I was in high school. As a wrestler at that time, I would not have assumed that I would fare well in a fight against somebody that knew Kung Fu. We had all been falsely led through Hollywood. Not through competition, not through sport, not through understanding of the game, but just through Hollywood. We were told that those guys were the most dangerous guys. So, we then eventually get up to Conor McGregor versus Floyd Mayweather, which had a weight discrepancy, but it was very small. I mean, I watched them weigh.
With Tank's fight now on shaky ground, Floyd Mayweather has stepped forward and called out Jake Paul himself. Mayweather didn't sugarcoat his opinion of Jake's boxing skills. While he acknowledged Jake's success in the crossover scene and credited him for bringing entertainment to the sport, Floyd stopped short of labeling him a true professional boxer. Mayweather even went as far as saying that a fight with Jake would be too easy, suggesting that Paul wouldn't pose a real challenge to someone of his experience and pedigree. He also pointed out that while Jake has built a profitable brand in boxing, facing a world-class fighter would expose just how far apart they really are in skill, training, and competition level.
There were many people who believe you're the most talented fighter ever, period. So whatever you say to this question, I think is important. Are you impressed? Does he have boxing ability, or is he just an entertainer who has a lot of fans and can promote a fight and has fought lesser opponents, or is he actually talented?
As long as he continues to fight MMA guys and YouTubers, he's gonna continue to look good and shine. But once he fights a real fighter, a real fighter that can really fight, it's not gonna be that good.
Does he have the ability, with what you've seen, to continue to mold himself into somebody who can actually? He told me before his goal is to fight Canelo, so that's where his mindset's at.
Another point of debate has been Floyd Mayweather's history of avoiding rematches, which left some fans wondering about the unanswered what-ifs in his career. In comparison, Jake Paul has built his reputation by taking on opponents who were often older, past their prime, or significantly smaller than him. Mayweather has openly cautioned fans about the level of competition Jake has faced, even while acknowledging that Paul brings undeniable entertainment value to the sport. Still, Floyd warned that once Jake finally steps in the ring with a seasoned, world-class boxer, the result could expose the real gap between showmanship and skill.
Question is just with like Logan Paul and then Jake Paul now fighting Mike soon in the summer. What do you think defines a real boxer? Because I feel like people are still confused on if Jake Paul is a YouTuber boxer or a real boxer. How do you feel like you get out of that bubble to make somebody a real boxer?
What he's doing is, I mean, kind of cool. If he can continue to steal money and they match him the way they match him, I can't knock his hustle. So if they can match him the way how they've been matching him.
Meanwhile, several fighters and analysts continue to praise Floyd Mayweather, not just for his lightning-fast reflexes or elite defense, but for his mindset. They say what truly set him apart wasn't just skill, but his unshakable self-belief, that absolute conviction that no one could beat him. Former boxer Tony Jeffries even highlighted how Mayweather's confidence and mental edge often gave him control of a fight before the first punch was ever thrown.
They're really confident, they really believe in themselves, but you need more than that mindset. You need to have the full package of everything that I'm talking about, what Floyd has got.
You fighters should only want to get better. The more you win, the more you should work hard. If you think about losing, you're gonna lose. All I ever thought about was winning. So that's all I know.
Floyd would visualize his success before he even stepped into the ring. There was no alternative to him but winning. And this mindset isn't just for boxing, it's for all walks of life. And I've actually done a full video talking about how I used this mindset of visualization to win my Olympic medal. And it was an absolute game changer. Now, Floyd used to use this mindset to ease the pressure that he put himself under. And he made himself think like, I'm not under any pressure right now, where he was under immense pressure.
Pressure either makes you or break you. Well, you see where I'm at, so it's obvious that I'm the type of athlete or I'm the type of entertainer that can deal with pressure. There's never no pressure.
Now, if you watch his fight in 2013 when he fought Canelo Alvarez, Canelo came in a young, strong, undefeated fighter. But by round 2, Floyd kind of had him figured out. He was reading Canelo's jab. He would slip outside and then come back with a clean counter punch, then move his feet and get out of the way. He basically had the full fight under control, and he was controlling the full rhythm of the fight. He was forcing Canelo to fight at his pace. And this is what he would do in all of his fights. He would get his opponent to do what he wanted them to do without their opponent even realizing it, which is what we call boxing IQ. Now, even though I'm not a fan of Floyd Mayweather personally, because of the time when I did meet him, what he said to me made me just feel like this guy is a piece of shit.
Recent reports are now hinting that Floyd Mayweather may be eyeing a potential fight with none other than Mike Tyson. And analysts believe this move is about more than just another payday. Many see it as Floyd's way of reminding the world that even in retirement, he can still dominate the headlines. With all the attention on the Jake Paul versus Gervonta Tank Davis situation, Mayweather doesn't seem ready to let anyone, not even his own protege, steal the spotlight. Commentators say this is classic Floyd, a man who thrives on attention, competition, and the pursuit of legacy. As Gervonta and Jake prepare for their own showdown, Mayweather's rumored comeback points to something bigger, the ongoing battle among boxing legends to stay relevant in a sport that's evolving faster than ever.
Did Gervonta Davis's cancellation of his fight with Jake Paul, was it the right decision from Jake Paul, his team, and Netflix? Did they make the right move to cancel the Gervonta Davis fight? I want to know y'all thoughts in the comment section. We'll probably do a longer video on this later, but I want y'all to interact and let me know y'all thoughts. Now that we know the fight is canceled, they announced it late yesterday while we were in the middle of our live stream. What is your thoughts? Do you think the fight should have been canceled? Smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. I'll see y'all soon. Peace.
What do you think about all this? Should Floyd Mayweather really step in to fight Jake Paul now? Or should the promoters wait until Tank clears his legal issues? Drop your thoughts in the comments.
According to several reports, Jake Paul's promotional team is now reaching out to multiple high-profile fighters as possible replacements for Gervonta Davis, whose upcoming fight is in serious jeopardy due to his ongoing legal situation. Rumors are swirling that one of the names being discussed is none other than Terrence Crawford, a move that would completely change the tone of Jake's next bout. While nothing has been officially confirmed, insiders suggest that early talks may have taken place, though discussions are still in the very early stages. If true, Crawford's involvement would instantly raise the stakes and bring real credibility to Jake Paul's boxing journey. Even without a signed deal, the speculation alone has already shifted fan attention, leaving everyone wondering whether Jake's camp is preparing for their biggest and most legitimate challenge yet.
He gets on my nerves a little bit. I think the way he conducts himself, the way he acts, and I think he's just full of himself as well. And he thinks he can fight. And he's only been boxing for what, like a year. But he's been very lucky though. He has he's had some good wins against like MMA fighters. He's a little bit heavier than me, but I don't mind putting the
scheduled for November 14th to air on Netflix. But it's basically hanging on by a thread. But the team, Jake Paul's team, have reportedly gone and contacted all the fighters, and the names that they're looking at contacting to fight as a late replacement: Ryan Garcia, Terrence Crawford, Francis Ngannou, I mean, come on, we'll get into them, and Nate Diaz. So he's already fought Nate Diaz, but let's go through them one by one. I mean, Ryan Garcia, he's a similar size to Gervonta Davis. He's bigger though. Davis made him come down, didn't he? Then he beat him up. So that was Ryan Garcia. Quite a bad loss for Garcia, that was, because he was up for the fight, but Gervonta Davis beat Garcia. Garcia also isn't really big enough to be jumping in with Jake Paul, but that's a fight that potentially could happen. Garcia is a massive name. He's a big he's a social media star. He's a big public figure. Loads of followers on Instagram and social. I mean, his Instagram's over 1 million, I'm sure it is. He's just a big name, good looking kid, great fighter, fast stands, and he's quite controversial as well. So that'd be a good fight, but the weight disparity, again, it's too big. So for me, when I say it'd be a good fight, it'd be interesting to see how Ryan Garcia would go in against Jake Paul. But to be honest, Jake Paul's far too big for him. Who else we got? Terence Crawford. I can't see Terence Crawford entertained in this, but then you never know, do you? If the old bunts make sense, then it makes people do strange things. And Terence Crawford's getting on now. What is he, 37, 38 years old? Had a great win against Canelo. Would he jump in with Jake Paul for mega money? Probably. He'd paced him as well. I mean, Terence Crawford would be too much for Jake Paul, even though he's up at 168 in his last fight, super middleweight, my old weight division. So I don't think Jake Paul would fight him. Francis Ngannou, I mean, why even chuck Ngannou in the mix? Ngannou would just hammer him. He's too big. I mean, he talked about Anthony Joshua. That never happened, did it? It's a load of bollocks. He talked about fighting AJ, then announced he's fighting someone the size of one of AJ's legs in Gervonta Davis. So for me, that's nothing. And the Nate Diaz fight, he's already